Hey guys, it's the Teutonic Lord here. Now, today I have made this video to show you guys a new deck. It took me a while to make this deck. I'll show you how. It all started when I got the Dark Prince. So, I wanted to include the Dark Prince. Even at level 1, he is great. He is a godly troop, trust me. And I wanted to include him in one of my decks. So I tried a Hog Cycle deck which didn't work. This is my standard Hog Cycle deck. So then I switched to, as you can see, I have a bunch of defeats and a couple of victories. And after a couple of losses and wins and yeah guys, this 2-1 victory is the battle which this deck shines. I found this deck finally. The problem is this deck is underleveled. As you can see, I have a level 6 Hog, a level 5 Inferno and some pretty good commons. But the only problem is I have a level 1 Dark Prince and a level 2 Mega Minion. Now, let us watch this replay on how this deck works. I'll just move quickly through the replay just so that you can understand how the deck works. Now here, he tried to pressure me with, that is, he started attacking with the Royal Giant and Wizard. So I had enough elixir to defend. So I pressured him in the other lane. Then I threw my Dark Prince to defend. Then I knew that my level 1 Dark Prince couldn't take out the Wizard alone. So I dropped my Dark Prince to distract and a Mega Minion to destroy the Wizard. Then they were enough to take out the Royal Giant as well. He only got a couple of shots. As you can see in the opposite lane, we have established a good control over our opponent. And some sort of push got destroyed over there. My phone was lagging a bit over here, but still we managed to defend well. Trust me guys, the Inferno is the best defense in the game. Trust me. Against spawners you might want to carry other splash, but Giants being a problem, Inferno is the best card for facing Giants and Hog Riders and also Royal Giants. And guys, trust me, never ever sit at 10 elixir for a long time. You'll start wasting elixir. Now with the loss of the 11th elixir, if you didn't know, your elixir bar would store one more invisible elixir just if you didn't drop anything. Now Supercell has corrected this. Now he's preparing for a big push. Then I pressure the other lane with an archer, a couple of fire spirits and my Hog Rider. One big mistake is that he dropped his fire spirits quickly, and so my fire spirits were able to take out his minions, and yeah, he left his Wizard unsupported. So now I know he doesn't have any elixir, so I start a push and defend against the Wizard. This is not such a great of a push, but still. But this is such a great combination. That is, the most of the enemies of the Mega Minion from getting to the tower are going to be ground targeting units like Musketeer, Spear Goblins and also all that shit. So in taking them out, the Dark Prince does a good job. But being underleveled, both these cards are ineffective. I knew his Royal Giant was going to be in rotation. I just moved double speed again. I know his Royal Giant was going to be in rotation. So I wait for my Inferno, seeing that his Royal Giant was placed at the last. Now I see his 3 Musketeers. So I was not able to zap all of them. So Fireball and zap both of them guys. So there he was able to take out my tower. But still, having 2 pushing cards, that is the Royal, not the Royal, but I have the Dark Prince as well as the Hog Rider. Both behave in very unique combination with each other. So here I do such a push, and my Dark Prince gets some good damage off. Never mind with that Hog Rider, that was silly. That was my mistake. So here the Mega Minion clutches it down until I zap the tower for the victory. So here I'll tell you about the success story of this deck, and I'll give you and actually this video was made to give you some deck building tips. Actually, what you need to do for a good deck is you need to know what is a win condition. Win condition is any card or a combination of cards that you use to win or get a tower, or in sense destroy your enemy's tower. For example, the Hog Rider Fire Spirit's combination is such a win condition. Here in this deck I have multiple win conditions. The Dark Prince and the Hog Rider are a good combination, but they have a weakness against the Minion Horde. The Hog Rider and Fire Spirits are good, but they are again weak against splash damage like the Wizard or the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And also I can try out the Hog Rider and this thing Mega Minion combination, but yet it is easily countered by the Minion Horde or Skeleton Army, as the Mega Minion can only target 1 troop at once. And of course the Dark Prince and the Mega Minion, it is a good combination, but still Minion Horde can be a problem if both your Mega Minion and your Dark Prince are going towards the enemy tower. They will just surround your Mega Minion, destroy it. The Dark Prince might be only able to get 1 or 2 strikes in, but that's not going to be enough damage. So what you need to do is you need to prepare a deck which has a mixture of splash and point damage as well as has multiple win conditions. So in this deck I have 4 splash units. One is the Dark Prince, and as you can see obviously the AoE spells, and of course the Fire Spirits. You need a cheap cycle card in your deck, and that is the Fire Spirits and the Zap in this case, but the Zap is not a good cycle card. You have multiple win conditions, as you saw earlier. You need air targeting troops. Now for against minions and of course the Baby Dragon, I have all these, and the Mega Minion is in fact a good counter. In fact, an even elixir trade against the Baby Dragon. Of course I have good air protection, and of course against tanks you need high damage cards and like the Inferno. And to take out glass cannons, you need glass cannons are troops which are generally ranged troops and deal a lot of damage with moderate hit points, like the Musketeer, Archers, Spear Goblins, Minions, Bomber, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Wizard, Ice Wizard, 3 Musketeers, Baby Dragon, etc. are all glass cannons. So to address them, you need to have a strong single target damage unit which has moderate hit points and can still remain on the battlefield once they are destroyed. If you have a Giant Witch combo, I use the Inferno Tower to kite the Giant, that is pull the Giant towards it. The Inferno takes care of the Giant for an even elixir trade, with the Inferno still being on the map. And I also have the Dark Prince or the Mega Minion to take care of the Witch or whatever glass cannon is hiding behind the Giant, or a Golem or any other tank which you can think of. So as I said, you need to have a mixture of both splash as well as single target damage. For single target damage I have the Archers, and of course you need to have a building and a building targeting troop. For the building targeting troop, I have the Hog Rider, and for building, I have the Inferno. And at minimum, you should have some special trade cards. What are special trade cards, you ask? Special trade cards are something which have special abilities. For example, the Mega Minion, it can fly, and so most ground troops can't target the Mega Minion. And Dark Prince, he can charge, as well as when he's charged up, he gains extra speed, as well as does a 360-degree area of splash when surrounded. And at last, you have the Zap. It has a damage as well as a stun mechanic. The stun mechanic is its unique feature or special trait, as you call it. And at last, guys, I conclude to you that this is the problem of Clash Royale. Every player hates these fucking Wi-Fi bars. So guys, I conclude to you these deck building tips, and for a quick summary, all you need to do is have a mixture of splash as well as single target damage, have ranged troops, have air targeting troops, and push win conditions. Win conditions are the most important of all. If you keep these all in mind, I hope you can build a great deck. Thank you.